Hey everybody, Andy Vanderplu, the Master Angler, and we're back with another tip of the week. This week we're going to talk about getting your ice fishing gear ready for the ice fishing season. So stick with us as I share with some more tips of the week. And today I'm going to talk more on ice fishing safety, first ice. I fish alone a lot, so first things I like to do is when I'm out there is get all geared up, put on my Arctic shield, rubber boots, get dressed up real good, tie my boots off, put my safety vest on here, which I'm going to show you. All I do is just a typical life jacket, and you get a main nylon line, long enough so you've got reach, and then you tie on 2 spikes, real solid spikes, and tape it on. Another homemade device, and that way if you ever do go through the ice, you've got your jacket on, you can spike your way out through thin ice. The second thing I like to do is I've made a compression plank, and what I call a compression plank is made out of cedar 1x4 boards, which weather really well, and I've put them apart about 10 feet long and about 1.5 foot apart, and then I put on some more planks, and then I put plywood on top, and then I throw a rope on one end, and I use my spike bar. And I usually use that specifically when I'm doing lake whitefish. They're usually spawning close to shore at first ice, so we want to get at them by the end of November, first part of December. And usually in McGregor Lake, for example, when the ice pushes up against the dam, that's the most dangerous ice, is that first 6 feet. So that's another reason for the compression plank. And secondly, if I do get into danger and I do go through, I've got my safety vest on and spikes. So that way you can dig your way out and get back out of the ice safely. So the next time you're out on the ice, be safe, be smart, fish smart, and be careful. I mean, I fish alone a lot, and it's unfortunate, but I use my head, and I'm always thinking, do my best. I'm still here, thank goodness. If not, try to get a buddy to go with you and get out and enjoy the outdoors more often. Like I said, be safe, be smart, sharp hooks, tight lines.
Look at it, steaming out there. So that means it's still freezing over. It looks like Tubby and I are the first ones to ice fish McGregor Lake this year, where we come and do our lake whitefish run. We'll see. Sometimes you get down there and you'll see holes. But anyways, we're going to take a look, put the safety gear on, and we'll show you what it takes to go and catch fish. Usually if the lake is steaming, that tells me that it's colder in the air than what it is on the lake surface, and the ice is still forming and freezing, and that's what causes the steam. There's still water up on top. That means it's dangerous ice, but it's forming quickly because it's 20 below and it's freezing fast. Just like a refrigerator, you put water in the tray and a few hours later, but we're talking massive volume of ice forming. So it takes about a week of cold, steady weather. So we're going to get down there and take a look, and Tubby and I are going to show you how to catch fish, if at all possible. But firstly and foremost, all right, we're here. So now it's probably about minus 20, 21 or 22, I think, when I left town, or 24. And we're going to get our Arctic gear on, put our safety vests on, get our compression plank out. And by the way, here it is, November 19th, 2010, first ice fishing of the season, 2010. November, fall, late fall, going for lake whitefish, and we've got ice. Just like that. We'll see you shortly. We'll put on our safety gear, tips and techniques. I'll show you some safety tips on first ice. Starting with the life jacket with my spikes tied on a nylon rope, and then I tie them on and I tape them on, and I'll put my jacket on like so. And the second thing I like to use is a spike bar, and then I'll go out and I'll poke at the ice and check it. I'll show you more in a second. There's the safety vest. And then I'll take out my spike bar, which I've homemade again. I'm taking out one of them there pegs on a heavy duty aluminum pole, drilled holes, taped it up, and then I can use it to chisel holes through the ice. So I'm going to get out there and show you first ice safety tips. So
Alright, I had to look at this trench I had to cut through the snowdrift. That's how much of a storm we had since last Monday. So in the last 4 days, as of Saturday I was here open water fishing. And then here it is Friday. And look at that. Open water to iced over. And we only had to use my compression plank just so I could get out and poke the holes. And then stand at the tail end and use the long rod because you can't use the short rod yet. We only have 1.5 inches of ice. If I stood out on it, I'd go through, but if I have a plank, I can at least get out there, get the hole made, and then stand at the end of the plank with a long rod. And I've got my safety gear on with the spikes. You can see them here, they're spikes. In case I do go through, I got the plank spiked in with my bar, my ice bar, and then I got a rope on the ice from the plank as well, and another rope at the other end. So if I do go through, my life jacket on, I've got all my safety gear on. So don't do this at home, it's dangerous. I'm out by myself, but I have my safety gear on, and I have the truck running in case I do go through so I can run up and get undressed and warm up. So stick with us, be safe, and like I said, don't do this at home. Alright, we're standing out here on the plank, jigging through. I'm standing on one end, got my ice bar in there, and then we've had to trench our way out just to get out here. And technically we're the first guys on the ice. You don't see anybody else out. 1.5 inches. If you don't want to be standing out there, you'll go through. Be safe out there, and don't do this at home. I'm a trained professional, and I'm really careful. All the safety gear, all the safety precautions, truck running in case I do go through. That way I can get up there and get warm real quick. I'm gonna go do some fishing. Alright, I got my safety plank out. Tubby and I are getting out to get some more fishing. We're being safe first, and I've already got 2 whitefish on the ice, day 2. So we show you more tips and techniques on how to catch lake whitefish, and being safe comes first, and then catching fish second. Alright, safety first. Fishing. Finally got our lines down. You can see I've got the safety plank. There's water on top of the ice. There's a layer of ice, then some water, and then a layer of ice. So it's still forming, so you got to be real careful. I still got my safety gear on. Got the safety plank out, the bar, and I got my lines down. Now we're jigging to see if we can catch it. Here it is, our 6th day on ice. I went out to do lake whitefish yesterday. They were tough. I had 3 to the hole. Tough fishing. Now I'm off, heading to Pine Coulee to do my first ice fishing session there. See if we get some burbot, some walleye. First we gotta check the ice and see if it's safe. Stick with me, sharp hooks, tight lines as we start to enjoy another hard water fishing day. Stick with us, sharp hooks. Nice edge. That's pretty good. I've been chipping at it already. Solid. It's broken up earlier and then refroze. You can see that. Usually I like to check that type of ice because you don't know. But she's good and solid. So I think I'm going to go try another spot though, because it's a little windy. Minus 20 plus wind chill. So I'm going to go try another spot in out of the wind, as you can hear the wind blowing by. She's iced up good. It's the first time here this year. December 4th, 2010. Alright, it's good ice. People have been out here already. Ice fishing. So, she's thick. Look at that. And we're in out of the wind a little bit. So I'm going to give it a go and see if I can catch some fish. I think people are driving on it because I see vehicles way down the ice already. They're crazy. Alright. Look at this. Right, nice access to the lake. We're just going to fish close to the boat launch today. We usually do catch some fish here. I haven't ice fished here in a long time. But I'm going to get holes drilled, get our lines down. And I'm by myself, so I'm fishing close to the truck. If anything happens, I'll get in where it's warm and dry and safe. Safety first.